Welcome to OnlyBurns and Collective Finance is performing their AMA today here in our server, and they're going to be telling us all about their project and what they are building, and we're very excited to hear about it. Chrome, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of give us a little bit of a bird's eye view, paragraph or two nutshell about what you guys are building, and then we'll kind of deep dive into it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to say thanks for bringing us on. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. So thanks for that. But yeah, my name's Chrome. I'm also known as Monkey, and my name in real life is Jacob. And I'm one of the co-founders here of Collective Finance, and I'm kind of like the head of operations, and I do a little bit of social media stuff in the Discord. Collective Finance is a project that we're launching on Binance that's here to bring over collateralized gold, silver, and diamonds. So we're going to be basically over collateralizing commodities and representing them onto Binance because we feel that there's little to no exposure elsewhere, and so it's a good choice.
Well, I'm a big fan of commodities. For those who don't know, most of my trading takes place on silver and gold. So, when Chrome was telling me about how they're bringing the ability to trade gold essentially to the blockchain, I was all about it. So I look forward to this AMA and learning more about what you guys are doing. Let's start off with go ahead and tell us a little bit about the team, because as everyone knows, when you're looking at a project, you're really looking at the team and their ability to execute the idea that they've presented to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Doc here now?
Yeah, I'm live. My apologies there. I had my volume on. Sorry.
You want to kick it off here?
Yeah, absolutely. My apologies. So, guys, my name's Doc, otherwise known as Brian. I am one of the four co-founders at Collective Finance. Just a little bit of background about myself. I'm a real-world physician. I'm board certified in emergency medicine. I've become more of an entrepreneur over the last 10 years or so. I have multiple real-world businesses. One of them multinational. I'm also a big gold bug or precious metals bug, I would say, and I've been a pretty big angel investor in the crypto space in the past. So I have been fortunate enough to get to know our other three co-founders here over basically the last 2 years. Let me comment real quick on Cripsom and NP, who aren't here with us right now. NP, many of you may know from Vertec. We've had a long time relationship with him as well. He really functions with us. We call him our ninja, really on the behind the scenes, really from a technical standpoint. And then Cripsom, like myself, has been a big angel investor in the past. He's also a real world business guy, and him and I have had a big focus together from the angel and seed round raise, as well as investor and protocol relations. So to answer Cyril's question about trust in our team, we've not only been around for a while, many of us have been KYC'd before. We just went through the entire KYC process, all four of us, with Assure DeFi. We have doxed before, and we will be doxing ourselves many times again. So it's really important for us to give that the sense of trust and transparency. We've been around in many of the communities here for a long time, so it's really important for us to be able to relay that. So hopefully that answers, Cyril.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Yeah, I usually like to make sure I dox myself at least once a day. I was just kidding. Sorry. Yeah, being public in the space is important for trust, right? We see so many of these no names who tend to run off with funds, and that's never a good thing. So I do like that you guys are both KYC'd with Assure DeFi and publicly doxed as well. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a lot of really good business expertise, both in startups to knowing what is good for angel investing, and a passion for gold. So
Yeah.
I'm with it. So let's deep dive a bit into the project. Tell us how you're going to make this possible and what the investors in your protocol can expect.
Sounds good. Monkey, you want to walk everybody through an overview?
Yeah, absolutely. So initially, one of our main focuses is obviously to issue gold as our first token. So we're going to be issuing what we're going to call C gold, and that's going to be an over collateralized representation, and it's going to be in 1 gram. So you'll be able to buy C gold soon once we launch, but we'll be over collateralizing that asset using PaxG on Ethereum because it's an asset that's 1-to-1 backed with physical gold in London. Except the only issue, well, there's a couple issues with PaxG. It's only available on Ethereum, so you have to be stuck with high fees. And there's also no way that you can earn yield on that asset. And there are some, like, I've seen some sketchier places that I personally wouldn't trust, but it's very insignificant yield as well. So there's really no way to gain exposure to and actually capitalize on the asset. And so what we're going to be doing is bringing that over to Binance, where fees are a lot cheaper. There's a lot more traders. There's a lot more activity on Binance overall. So yeah, by using PaxG, we're going to be over collateralizing it, holding it in a Gnosis safe multi-sig on Ethereum, which will be viewable at all times. We've already acquired just a little bit over 18 PaxG, so that's 18 ounces of gold ready to collateralize C gold for when we launch. We'll most likely be getting some more before that comes after our pre-sale and everything. So that's kind of the main kicker there. We're also going to be launching our native token, which is going to be CLF. So it's going to be the collective finance token, and that is going to be what we like to call the oil in the engine, essentially. So there's going to be our whole ecosystem that we work around, which is going to involve a couple different parts, including the vault, the treasury, and the portfolio. And Doc, if you want to come in and talk about the vault a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add to what Chrome had to say with regard to the gold and the other commodities. So our big focus to start is going to be gold and then silver and diamonds right thereafter. It's really important to note that these assets or C tokens are going to be collateralized with what they're representing. So apples to apples, just like in the case of our C gold token with PaxG. Just alone, I think the total global market cap of gold is in the 11 or 12 trillion dollar range, right? So when you compare that to the total global market cap of crypto, there's plenty of room to grow. One of the problems we think that we're going to solve is we're going to be able to provide 24/7, around the clock, low cost access to these commodities as in a yield earning capacity. So by owning these commodities, you'll be able to participate in the liquidity pools on Vertec, on the DEX, and then actually earn what's going to be dual rewards. So moving back to what Monkey said, really our three revenue streams and what the protocol is built around are the treasury, the portfolio, and the vault. Quick explanations on those, and we have some good infographics in our Discord if anyone wants to look at those as well, or maybe Chrome, you could drop those in the chat. But the treasury is really similar to traditional treasuries. It's going to serve as the protocol bank. It's going to be the holder of protocol-owned liquidity. It will receive some emissions and be responsible for distributing rewards as well. The portfolio, more directly, is going to be a collection of on-chain assets that are going to be mobilized in different yield earning capacities, from trading bots to liquid staking to simple basic mining, depending on the market conditions at that time. The portfolio is also going to have a lot of direction from our angels, or what we call our angels table. The final piece of our revenue or the holding is our vault, and the vault is really our holder and creator of the C tokens. And when we launch, the initial liquidity position for C gold and USDC will be the pairing, will be an entirely a protocol-owned liquidity position. So not only will that receive mining rewards as well as emission rewards there on the DEX, but we're also going to be splitting trading fees there with the DEX, and it's a 1% in and 1% out. So there's no tax. So when you combine all three of those, the treasury, the portfolio, and the vault, they're really the scaffolding or the bones of what collective finance is built around, will result in some of the revenue and then also designed for yield for the participants and recurrent growth as well.
Okay, I like it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but so far you've acquired essentially 510 grams of gold via PAX G that you're then utilizing via the C token, and you're backing it with that, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Yep, you
Okay.
got it. So right now you can see the PAX G that we're holding is in the vault, the Gnosis safe, and then that will be, so just say for example we have 10 PAX G on Ethereum. That will be turned into 9 PAX G worth of C gold on the Binance Smart Chain, and all of that will be completely transparent for everybody all the time.
Okay, and for those who may not know, there's approximately 28.35 grams in an ounce, and that's where those numbers come from that I mentioned earlier. So you're essentially over collateralizing it by approximately 10%. Is that correct?
Yes, and I'm actually gonna hit you with a small little correction. We're actually denominating in Troy ounces, so it's gonna be 31 grams per ounce.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's it's probably better to do it with troy ounces, simply because that's what is how
Yeah.
commodities actually operate. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so in that case, you guys have about 558 grams, troy grams, essentially collected already, uh, approximately, right?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Now, walk us through a little bit about how you're going to be doing your funding round for collecting more gold. What's that going to look like when you guys set up your LPs, etc., to keep that over collateralization?
Yeah, you want me to take this one, guys?
Yep.
It's sort of like talking about the fundraising. So right now, right now we're involved in our seed and angel round, and this is something Cripsom and I have participated in angels and as angels and raised a lot of capital in our career before. So really, we've designed a pretty robust seed round offer right now. There's no doubt if you want to participate and collective that this is the best way to do it. We can post some documents about really what that deal looks like. The idea behind the seed round, the angel round, just like anything else, it's going to be limited, capped, number capped more than anything else. Those funds are going to be used to drive operations more than anything else, as well as provide some capital for the portfolio and the vault. And then once our seed round is concluded, which is going to be here within the week or so, we're going to start focusing on the pre-sale. And the pre-sale, we have an idea about a number cap, a hard cap. Haven't decided on it completely yet. But some of the funds in the pre-sale, some of those will be used to provide liquidity from a C gold position, and some of them are going to actually be used to provide liquidity, obviously, from a core pool or a protocol pool. We actually are going to have a really unique way of our launch, I believe, and this is because of the decks that we're on. So rather, whenever you put in, let's say you put in $1,000, rather than getting back $1,000 worth of CLF tokens, we're actually going to be giving people back a liquidity position. So that will be a CLF, essentially wrapped Bitcoin position that will be in the liquidity pool from launch, which will give participants really the way to get involved however they want immediately, very fast and at a low cost. It also enables them to participate in the rewards right from jump. So we feel that we have a pretty unique setup with regard to the pre-sale, and then that will be carried over into launch.
Okay, okay. So that's neat. Essentially, if you're partaking in the angel rounds slash seed round, what you get sent to you when that's finished and you guys launch is LP tokens, correct?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, sir. I probably jumped from the seed round into the pre-sale. What you get from the seed round and as the angel is really a combination. So let's use $5,000. That's our entry point at this point. So what you would receive for that $5,000 would be an ex-CLF position, which Chrome or Grip, we can go into that in a little bit, of $5,000. You would then receive a premium in CLF tokens, which are vested over a corresponding time period. And then you would also receive an angel NFT, which again, there's certain utility and significant rewards around those as well. And then the final thing is the angels are going to have access where we're going to take up to 5% of the initial gold liquidity and then give that out to our angels after about day 60. So that's really the core part of the angel offer that we have now. And that's really the way to get into collective finance at this point.
Okay. So when couple of, well, we actually had a question here from Serenity asking if there was a hard cap that needs to be reached during any of these phases.
We'll have
Yes,
a
hard.
soft cap and then a hard cap. So we'll be aiming to obviously clear our soft cap and then go as high as we go and hopefully hit the hard cap. But we have like a set period of time that we'll be going through. So if we don't hit the hard cap by, I can't remember, I think we decided about 2 weeks or so, then we're just gonna cut it off if we're over the soft cap.
Okay. Okay. And what's
There's a
oh,
hard
sorry, go
cap for the hard cap for the angel round where we're about 70% there. That was 100K. And then the hard cap for the pre-sale is to be determined. That number. We're going back and forth.
Okay. Cool. So let me think here for a second. So basically, you guys have you're almost at the hard cap for the angel round, and then from there you'd move into the next stage after angel round is
Pre-sale.
Pre-sale. Okay, so then it just goes to the straight public pre-sale.
We're gonna be closing off the angel round at the end of this month, so the same day that you guys are closing off and doing like the burn and everything. So yeah, at the end of this month is gonna be the end of the angel round, and then we're gonna have around 10 days or so where we're gonna be doing just like marketing and lining up a bunch of stuff to start the pre-sale. So it won't start for about 10 days after the angel round closes.
Okay. All right. Cool. So for those listening, if you don't have the min to get into the angel round, keep an eye out for their public round, the pre-sale round that would follow around March 10th, give or take. Sound about right?
Exactly. Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
And you hit the nail on the head, Sarah. We're really a collective finance just getting started. We've started here to make a pretty big marketing push, and you'll see this sort of expand over the next few weeks for sure. But yeah, if you don't get in on the angel round, that's okay. You haven't missed anything. There's a lot more coming up.
Nice. Serenity says thanks for answering his question. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the ways someone who is a holder in your in collective can earn off their position as someone partaking in like the public pre-sale or just as a regular holder post launch. Like what can they look for as ways to earn since you guys are over collateralized? You clearly don't want to dilute your LP. So I'm curious as how that system works.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. I'm just quickly grabbing an infographic and then I'm gonna get into this. So that's where we talked about XCLF earlier. So XCLF is going to be essentially our locked staking program where you're gonna form LP. So during the pre-sale, we're going to be giving out LP to people, so it'll be easier for them to participate. Also have obviously a deeper liquidity at launch. So with that LP, you're able to stake on the Vertex DEX and you'll receive a gauge receipt, is what they call it, after you stake on the DEX. And so with that gauge receipt, you will then take that and lock it within the collective finance ecosystem within the 4 different time frames, which are going to be a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, and 180-day. So those are all separate pools. You can lock like positions in each and every one of them, divvy it up how you want. But obviously the 180-day will be receiving the most amount of rewards. It's weighted so that whenever we distribute rewards, the heaviest weight is towards the 180-day. So yeah, when you lock and stake, that'll be obviously very beneficial for the ecosystem for keeping liquidity locked, as well as, you want to grow that position. And the rewards that you'll be earning on that position are going to be more CLF tokens, stable coins like USDC, and potentially wrapped Bitcoin from the pairing that we're going to be using, because CLF we're actually going to be pairing with Bitcoin now. In this graphic I just posted in the AMA chat, it still shows BUSD. We just need to get that updated, but we have officially changed the pairing. So yeah, when you are locked, you're going to be receiving the rewards in CLF, USDC, potentially Bitcoin too, and then C Gold tokens, as well as future C tokens that we launch when they come out. So you could be potentially earning gold, silver, and diamonds once those are all fully launched.
Okay. So that makes sense. As a way for people to essentially earn without causing, dilution. Now, so sorry, I was just looking at the infographic. I'm following along here. All right, cool.
We actually had a question right there.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to add to what you had to say, Chrome. I think it's really important to talk about what XCLF is, because our ecosystem is built around this. Chrome said earlier that CLF is sort of like the blood, or even sort of the water that really gets everything going with collective finance, and that's accurate. So by participants taking that liquidity position and then not only staking it, but then lock staking it, it's almost like liquid lock staking. So you're going to be able to earn the different layered yield, not only on traditional mining. There'll be dual emissions for staking with the Vertex token, as well as a small amount of CLF. And then by lock staking, that basically that gauge token or that receipt, you're going to be able to earn multiple different rewards. The CLF, stable coin, potentially Bitcoin, like we said, or as Chrome said as well, and then all of the C tokens. So what this provides participants is a way to really move forward however they see best fit. If they want to take profit, there's multiple ways to do that from these rewards. You can simply roll this back into either of the liquidity options available within CLF, right? Or you could turn around and sell everything. So there's really a lot of options based off the multiple different rewards and the yields that people are going to get. The rewards that come to folks through this, it's important to remember too, we've structured this that all of those rewards are generated through the mechanisms we already touched on. But not only do we give rewards to the community and their participants, but intrinsically the portfolio and the vault in particular are essentially auto compounded. So that provides stability and growth long term. So you're not only able to provide the rewards to our participants, but these positions will intrinsically grow in the long term by design.
Okay, and these CLF rewards come from the trading fees on Vertex X, is that correct?
Exactly.
The CLF rewards are going to come from emissions. So out of our tokenomics for the CLF token, we have 50% of the tokenomics for CLF to be distributed as rewards for participants in the ecosystem. So over the course of 3 years, there will be CLF distributed to people that are participating in the ecosystem.
Okay, and what feeds those reflections?
Sorry?
What feeds those reflection rewards, I think, is what Burn TK was asking.
Are you saying the total share of all the rewards? So, and again, I think on this one, just to clarify, so the treasury itself will largely be responsible for the CLF portion of the rewards. through emission as well as the rolling those earnings back in. I think the portfolio part will largely be responsible for the stable coin or Bitcoin portion of those rewards. And then the vault with the trading fees and those emissions will largely be responsible for the gold or C token related rewards, how those are produced.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the clarification there. I know when a lot of information is coming from different angles. Having that nice little in a nutshell summary works nicely. And I see Alexi asked why you guys were pairing with WBTC.
That's a good question. Do you guys want to talk? Do you want to take that or
Yeah.
Crip?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
We can, Crip may want to add on to this too. Well, we had initially had both pairings with BUSD, to be honest with you. And then I'm sure everybody's aware sort of some of the FUD and everything that happened recently with BUSD, and that made us step back and really take a look. And we asked ourselves, for lack of a better description, how stable are stable coins really? And to build our whole ecosystem around that, we really felt that a pivot to Bitcoin, which we feel is the OG, immutable, really resistant to a lot of these factors, as well as being, we felt closer to the downside than it is the upside. We felt it would be sort of the perfect pairing. Obviously, USDC on the other side seemed a pretty simple pivot. When we looked at things as well and we took a step back, it seemed very appropriate. There is a lot of feelings that Bitcoin is digital gold, if you want to call it that. So for our protocol to be able to provide exposure to digital gold in the form of Bitcoin, and what I'd say is real gold, obviously in the form of our C tokens backed by PAX G, was pretty appealing. So, and the response so far from our angels in the community has been overwhelming. Yes, they're glad that we did that.
I'd like to add to the
Sorry, I just realized that my thing muted on me. All right, I appreciate the answer. I see there's a follow-up question from Alexi asking, so how does it stay pegged to gold if it's paired to WBTC and WBTC moves around?
Yeah, that's perfect.
So it's not paired with WBTC. When you look at our pairings, our CLF token, which is the native token, is what's paired with wrap Bitcoin. The C gold tokens or our C tokens are paired with those stables. And we have it price pegged, so there's not going to be any fluctuation. This isn't like a seniorage protocol where on the C token side or the C gold, you have to maintain a peg. It will always be 1 C gold will always be equal to 1 gram of gold. So that's the delineation. There are two different token pairings, CLF and wrap Bitcoin, C gold and USDC.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so in to kind of nutshell where we've gone so far, you have those two different tokens. You have CLF and C gold. CLF is backed, over collateralized by PAX G, which is representative of a troy ounce of gold. And then you have your C gold, which is your ecosystem token.
It's the opposite.
Flip it. Yep, flip it. Pop it, lock it, throw it in reverse.
Yeah, C gold is the backed by PAX G. CLF token is the like native ecosystem, the lube or the oil in the engine.
Perfect. Okay, and then Austin's making fun of me by saying, how many nutshells is this AMA backed by? At least 3, but here's the thing. I fully understand, being that I ran into the same thing with OnlyBurns. Whenever you're introducing a new style mechanic or a new type of protocol that's not just a fork of something, it can be a lot of information to take in. And having occasional little nutshell recaps along the way can be very beneficial to just kind of summarizing things that have been talked about. And so that's why I like to do that anytime it's a new style protocol that has a lot of information to pass along to people who are listening.
That's really
Well,
smart.
well
Yeah,
said, sir.
it's a
Well
good
said. And
point
I
too, man.
and from a collective finance standpoint, just like Only Burns, which obviously, by the way, we're partners and big believers. We are different than other protocols, and you're not going to find as much of a degen mentality. I would say we've tried to build collective finance more on some sound business principles. When you look at what the portfolio and the vault are going to be made of, these are going to be relatively stable assets over the long term. So we plan on collective finance always having an intrinsic and underlying net asset value to the protocol that, if anything, is steadily increasing. And there's not going to be that sort of option or that worry of things just going to zero overnight. So we say to people a lot that we're trying to build collective finance on growth and stability and return rather than rebasing crazy APRs or some of the other maybe principles that we're used to in the DeFi space.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's not
unfortunately,
palatable.
DeFi has, not done us a lot of service by, training people to go after these random moonshots that will either make them a ton of money or rug them and leave them broke, But I am a big fan of innovation in the space because DeFi is really kind of like the Wild West, right? You've got your train robbers who are taking advantage of people who are trying to grow in the space. And then you have the people who are building the towns. And anytime there's a protocol that's trying to build a town, so to speak, I'm always happy to work with them and benefit one another. So I like what you guys are working towards. And I know that I'm probably going to wind up picking up some during the public round.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank you for
thanks,
those
man.
kind words.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
it. I can tell you, I got some Oburn in my wallet. So
Well, there you go. You never know. It might help with the over collateralization if Oburn comes along and buys some tokens and then just burns them, right?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I think what you guys are doing is great, and we haven't talked about it much, but our main partner is Vertec, and we're heavily involved in that DEX and big believers, and we know they're a part of OnlyBurns as well. So it's nice to see this all come back around and bring all the communities together. So I tip my hat to you for that, Cyril.
Oh, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we like our friends over at Vertec Dex. I know we didn't launch on them, but we're still big fans of what NB is over there building. So it's great that
Yeah.
you guys are able to find a real nice, happy synergy together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
a good
And we're
dude.
we're big believers in Kyoto as well. We love what they're all about. I'm a big Kyoto guy myself and a node holder. So we just made an announcement the other day that those were two of our first protocol investments. So we whether it's you guys or Tech, we feel like we have some really nice friends. So we're very grateful.
Well, yeah, likewise. I like I said, I like good people in the space, and like to try to get them close. So, but yeah, so tell us. Mentioned before that there were going to be utility style NFTs for your ecosystem. Can you tell us a bit about how those are going to operate and what they're used for?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna see if I can find
You hear me?
one of the NFTs.
And
Ooh, yeah.
while Chrome is looking, just a basic overview of the NFTs. Right now, our main NFT that's available is the Angel NFT, right? And that's going to be one that's very exclusive, very limited, and with the most amount of utility. Chrome will go into that. During pre-sale, that will be when we roll out our pre-sale NFT, which is actually going to be our C Gold NFT, which has specific utility and rewards related directly to the C Gold token. So I'll let Chrome sort of go through all the details.
Yeah, perfect timing. I just got it posted up in the chat. So yeah, basically we have our first NFT that we're going to be giving to all angels that are participating for the minimum of 5K, and then that NFT is going to be pretty robust in its rewards and its utility. It's going to be receiving essentially fees that we generate in the C tokens. So all the types of C tokens that we launch, so that be C Gold, C Silver, C Diamonds. So initially it'll be receiving C Gold, and then eventually C Silver, C Diamond. It's also going to be earning fees or not fees, sorry, but CLF tokens. And it'll also be given a tax reduction within the ecosystem. So there's going to be small taxes built in within the ecosystem to help do some small burning and bring back some CLF tokens to like the treasury. Part of that you'll be able to get a discount with by holding and having a angel NFT. We also have further stuff planned in the future, but I'll go now into the pre-sale. So to get a pre-sale edition NFT, it'll be obviously participating in the pre-sale. So to get one, you have to put at least $1,000 in. And so just to clarify, you can participate in the pre-sale for, I think our minimum is $25. So it doesn't have to be $1,000. You can come in for whatever you want there. But to get the NFT, it has to be a $1,000 or more deposit. And for every $1,000 you put in, you'll get one NFT. So obviously 2,000 would be 2 NFTs. So the pre-sale NFT is also going to be receiving CLF tokens. It's also going to be getting a small tax reduction. It's going to be less than the Angel one though. So Angel NFT gets a bigger boost, less tax. But the pre-sale will then also be receiving specifically C Gold tokens. So this one will be a C Gold focused one where it'll be receiving fees that we generate from the C tokens and the trading and everything. And that will be going distributed to the C Gold NFTs. So yeah, if you want to start earning passive gold, that'll be a good one for you. There'll be future raises as we go down for further NFTs to correlate with each C token. So there'll be like a C Silver NFT and a C Diamond NFT. Those will be minting raises to help raise funds for the backing and over collateralization of each C token. And yeah, that's kind of the NFTs in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. So I like that. There's one for regular pre-sale people as well who maybe can't grab one of the Angel editions. So that's good. Serenity asked, are the NFTs transferable? And if so, do the rewards follow the NFT or the wallet that has minted them?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so they are transferable, and the rewards would follow the NFT.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you can like list them on the marketplace and stuff like that, and that'll be going on like the Vertex Dex NFT marketplace when that comes.
Yeah, that's a big deal to bring up too. The Vertex Dex and the marketplace that's going to be on there. There's a lot of tech in that V2 balancer style Dex.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. The Dex is a kind of a big part of Collective too, so it's always worth bringing them up to. They got a lot coming, and they're going to be a big help for Collective, especially with obviously the NFT marketplace, as well as they're going to be getting perpetuals integrated. And so eventually, if we plan on growing C Gold enough that we can eventually help provide liquidity for that and allow perpetual trading on C Gold. So that is a potential future plan that I definitely want to try and go after. So yeah.
Okay. Nice. So you don't basically you're able to list your NFTs if you want to, but I can't imagine why you would, because then you would be missing out on all the things that come with it. So I imagine if you're able to grab one, it's gonna be pretty pricey on the secondary market.
Correct.
All right. So let's see here. So we talked about the 2 different tokens. We talked about the vault. We talked about the lock and the staking, and the different rewards therein. We talked about the NFTs, which are another way that it benefits the early adopters to your ecosystem. It's always nice to be able to give some form of benefit to the early adopters. That's why the majority of our NFT whitelist spots actually went to very early adopters of our ecosystem. So
yeah,
I like it.
100%. It's always nice to support the people that have been around since the beginning and showing that love. It's definitely worth.
Yeah, for sure. If Austin was still listening in, I would have said in a nutshell before that, but he wasn't. So,
Man.
yeah. But okay. So, is there anything about your ecosystem that we haven't discussed yet? Maybe any potential future plans or partnerships? Maybe a little bit of alpha. People always love a good little bit of alpha.
And let me think. We've gone through a lot.
Alpha, yeah, I want to bring up something that's really important. So, a lot of people have too big of egos to reach out to get some, maybe some advisor help or some direction and ways to open up potential doors that could help the success of collective finance. And I want to bring up that, we have definitely noticed that in business that this can really help. And so, and with me and Doc having our own businesses, we've had to deal with this before as well. And we want to run collective finance as a business and make it look more like a business model. So we've actually reached out to some folks that are highly reputable in the space. We haven't discussed anything about this yet, but we are in talks with some really high level key advisors in the Web3 space that have raised, millions of dollars and are doing well. And we've gotten their help for advising. So look forward to I guess everybody can look forward to seeing, some positive changes that are coming. The website's going to be, kind of a living document, you could say, or living site, because we're going to be changing it as the pre-sale rolls out, then the launch. Things will be updated constantly. So, and as far as a plan, we have a great plan set in place, and it's just going to continue to grow.
Okay.
Here's a little alpha too, for folks who are interested in participating. Pay attention to all of our AMAs. We're going to be doing a special one with Serenity on Friday. We're going to be offering some really great rewards and incentives on the pre-sale. If you're concerned that, hey, I can't afford this NFT, that's too much for me, just pay attention, be around. We're going to start to offer some things to people so they're able to participate at a level that they want. A little bit of alpha. I don't think I'll get into it specifically, but we have some very definitive use cases for CLF outside of what we've discussed on the AMA today. I guess I will leave it at that, and those will be introduced down the road a little bit, but I think people will appreciate them.
Ooh, okay. I like it. Little bit of a teaser there for our listeners. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. So do you guys, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and sneak them on in there now. If so, if not, if you guys want to give kind of a closing remark, let us know important dates, what we should be looking for in the upcoming near future as you guys are moving through your phases, and that way people get that little bullet point there at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real quick, I'll jump in and say for some things, if you're interested at all, you can always reach out to us. Like, all of us are like always available, and you can always get in contact with us very easily. So if you're curious about anything, you have any questions, you can always reach out to us or join the Discord server. Some tentative dates for what you can expect is the angel round closing at the end of this month on the 28th. So 28th to the 1st. Then the pre-sale will be I think we're going to be shooting for March 11th to open that one up. And then that will be going for around 2 weeks. So pay attention for around then. And as well as what Doc said with some fun, cool ways that you might be able to get some bonuses and perks as well.
Nice. So, all right, cool. So when the seed round ends, end of the month, March 11th is the date that I think most people here are probably going to be able to leverage your ecosystem, because the 5K min for the angel round might be a little bit out of their range, but the pre-sale is definitely an attractive option because that is limited or not as not as restrictive. As long as you are able to put in $25, you'd be able to participate. So,
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to say real quick too, please. We are very approachable. We're very similar to Cyril. All of us are around. You can find us anywhere on Discord. Message us. We're always willing to chat, show our faces, and you'll be seeing a lot more of us too. So if we can answer any questions, please reach out to us directly. We're always available and glad to help.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate everyone who tuned in to listen, taking time out of your busy Thursday. And I appreciate you guys taking time to come and tell us about what you're building over at Collective. I look forward to seeing you bring gold in a more accessible manner to the blockchain, and a way to earn off of that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Love it. Thanks for having us there. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. It was good to talk to you too, man. It's been a little while. Hope everything's for you.
Yeah, it has been a hot minute. We'll have to catch up here. I might have a little bit of free time after dinner. We'll see.
Nice.
Fair enough.
We'll get you back over our way soon too, sir. We'd love to have you back.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have to have you guys back as well when you're getting ready to move into the public round if you would like. Just as a refresher recap for anyone else who winds up joining our ecosystem after we do our first mega buyback and burn, because that's probably going to get a lot of eyes on us over here. So, bring it back.
Yeah, you read my mind. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was thinking. So thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you guys, and everybody, you guys have a great day.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
thanks everybody in the audience for showing up, and everybody have a fantastic time. We'll hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And if you guys have any questions, you know where to find us. And if you don't know where to find us, let us know and we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, perfect. All right, you guys take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.
Take care, everybody.